What if one day you wake up, you get up, you look around and you realize at that moment that you have been turned into an egg?
I think he's out of ideas.
What? Shut up! This is serious!
You sure it is? Cause this seems pretty stupid.
I promise, there is a moral to the story. Just don't judge me. I know this looks weird to have an entire episode based off Biff becoming an egg, but I promise there's a moral to the story. All seriousness, look at the picture. You have eyes, you can blink, breathe, and do everything you want. Anyone see the show Rick and Morty, where Rick turned himself into a pickle to avoid going to family therapy? That episode?
I'm Pickle Rick!
Think of it exactly like that, but you're an egg instead of a pickle. Don't be using that episode as a reference though, cause you staple anything into yourself and you're gonna leak. You're still an egg, with a yolk inside. So what can you do? Call someone to help you out? First of all, you have no fingers and stuff to actually call a text. Secondly, if someone actually hears you and comes up to you, do you think they're just gonna be all fine and be like, oh, you know what? I completely understand. Yeah, let me help you out and take you to a scientist. No. Not at all. They're gonna be more like, holy sh**, a talking egg? Don't kill me, someone call the government! I know what someone else may be thinking.
Why wouldn't I just hop around to get myself around to someone?
You don't have muscles in the egg. You're an egg. The only muscle you have are the muscles used to blink, breathe, and speak. And don't question how you have those muscles, but nothing else to eat, drink, and other essentials. This is merely just a hypothetical. There's some clear negatives to this scenario. 1, you'll be judged by a lot of people. Honestly, they're gonna be looking at you and just be acting weird that a talking egg is just moving about. Johnson is gonna give us a project instead of a final this year. Hey, my eyes are up here. You will be judged. First of all, how did you turn into an egg? You can't say you just woke up like that. It doesn't make sense. Secondly, why an egg? Out of all the spherical shapes in the world, why an egg? You can't just turn into an orange? Only then you can at least pull the Pickle Rick more effectively.
Hey, Apple! Apple! Hey! Hey, Apple! What is it?
I'm Pickle Rick!
Third of all,
I am the one, the way you're
what laid you? You wouldn't know because you just woke up like that. That doesn't mean no one's gonna question. And lastly, would people look at you the same way? Probably not. No one can take a talking egg seriously, can you? Number 2, you can't really even go outside. You're an egg. You can spoil like usually eggs do. So to prevent any of that from happening doesn't sound very logical. And number 3, you're delicious. Your lifespan looks very dim if someone is hungry on Saturday morning and you're in their vision.
There's nothing really to eat in here. Hey, Richie?
Yes?
Can you hop up here for me, please?
I can't hop. I'm an egg.
Well, can you roll here then?
Well, if you come and push me.
For sakes, get your ass over here. I'm hungry and you ate all the pancakes.
First of all, I can't eat. I'm a freaking egg. Secondly, no, I don't want to get eaten. Buy yourself some takeout then. You look mighty delicious to a lot of people. If it's a life or death situation with you and a friend, it'd be different if you two were humans. But you're an egg who can't fend for himself. Of course he's gonna eat you. So if you guys have any other negatives, tell me in the comments below. But it's not super bad being an egg. There's some positives of being one too. First of all, think of the stories that you could tell when you're in that state of mind. That's an amazing conversation starter. Oh! Oh, you guys get married! Wow, congratulations! Well, I'm an egg. So, yeah. What do you like? What about them apples? I mean eggs. What about them eggs? Yep. Secondly, have you seen science with eggs? There's a lot of them. That classic one about the egg and the vinegar? What a great way of getting out of your shell and bounce all over the place. You could sell yourself for science and still survive. Third of all, you claim all rights of coming first. Have you ever heard of the saying, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I did. I came first. No chicken. Just me. What else? Oh, you be a famous being. Think of the stories you can share about being an egg. You can make it on headlines and such. You can have your own game show. Can you think of the possibilities with an own game show? And now, live from Preston, California, it's your favorite game show. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than an Egg? Alright guys, you get the drill. Can one of these contestants win and earn themselves the grand prize of $12 million? Here are the rules. We have 5 questions, and the contestant has to answer 3 out of the 5 questions correctly to get the $12 million. Is everybody ready to meet the contestants? Alrighty, from Mangalore, California, a wealthy businessman who works in the IT department in the popular doctor's office, where they're on the lookout for curing the biggest of diseases. Give it up for Tommy Riverdale! Now, meet the other contestant. Straight out of the local farm, straight out of the richest and purest of roosters, which is an abnormality because roosters don't lay eggs. Give it up for Benedict! Alright, Tommy, you got the drill. Are you ready for your first question?
Yes, I am, sir.
Alrighty, first question. How many pounds will a peacock's egg weigh if the bird were to weigh about 36 pounds?
I'm gonna say 18 pounds. Final answer.
I'm sorry, but that's not the correct answer.
Oh.
Don't worry, you still have 2 more chances there, Tommy. Benedict, do you have an answer? Wow, you're right off the bat! Correct! Looks like you're on the right track there.
What? He, she, it can't speak.
Excuse me, do you have a problem, sir?
The egg didn't even give an answer.
It was a trick question, Mr. Riverdale. Peacocks don't lay eggs. Like, everyone knows that. Are you ready for the next question?
Sure.
Alrighty, next question. If you were able to stack enough eggs to align with the Statue of Liberty and then put it all into one room, would they all fit?
I would say no, they won't. Final answer.
Wrong again, Mr. Riverdale. Benedict? Wow, without hesitation, you're on a roll, Mr. Benedict.
What the hell? He didn't even say anything.
Sir, this is a respectable establishment. Need I remind you that you're on a contract?
Forgive me, but the egg isn't even saying anything.
Because it's also a trick question. First of all, you can't stack eggs that high without them breaking. The same goes if you try to fit them all into a room.
That doesn't even make any sense. I thought this was a hypothetical.
Well, we can all assume this, sir, but that doesn't make us all correct. You have one more chance, though. You up for it without issues?
Yeah, sure.
Terrific. Good question. What would happen if you boil an egg to 10 degrees Celsius? Aren't you going to say anything?
That's my answer.
But you didn't say anything.
I know, but that's my answer. Wait. We can't just answer like that?
No. What kind of game show do you call us?
This is... That's what it is.
If you have a problem, then
Of course I have a problem. I didn't take this show literally. You know there's something wrong when you're competing with a egg, and the egg just so happens to be beating me.
Wow. You sound like a poor sport there. I don't know how to end that bit, but you get the point. So I mentioned that there was going to be a moral to the story, huh? Yeah, there is. As I mentioned before that I have autism. This sounds very familiar to how I was treated with the disorder. Yeah, I used an extreme example, like an egg, but that's what it leaves us like. Just an egg that can be used in many forms and beaten down until it's all mixed up. All the cons that I've mentioned were actual issues that someone with autism can encounter. They can always get judged by the environment around them, as well as spoil once they reach contact with the outside. The other one was about being delicious. No, you can't actually eat someone with a disorder. But that doesn't mean that if you have autism and you're in the vision of someone who doesn't, you're dinner. Metaphorically. Delicious as in predator versus prey kind of thing. People prey off the people who they can't understand. A lot of people like preying off of the weak. It leaves you crippled as if you can't call someone over because they could freak out and not help at all. Not to mention that we have government-funded testing on the mentally disabled. But there's benefits. Think of the stories you can have if you prove that just because you have a disorder doesn't mean you can't do anything. You can be an inspiration if used right. The fame and riches also love a story of someone who's looked at not being able to do anything. Just go ahead and do it.
I am the one.
And with science and other methods out there to use as coping mechanisms, it's more than ever easy to come out of your shell and bounce around in the world. It all ends with you to decide how the world works. They'll judge you. They'll hate you and look at you weird. But in the end, just because you're an egg doesn't mean you can't be on the sunny side. Was that pun too cheesy? Nah. Alright guys, welcome to the end card. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't seen the last 2-parter of my high school classes, maybe now would be a great time to do so. I talked about my classes and how they fluctuated in bad and great. So, if you like what you see, go tell to all your friends. Your friends, your friends' friends, and your family. But not their friends. And just like an egg, I bid you adieu.